right now, and you'll see how warm we get coming up. I'll tell you about our highs today and the rain chances in the forecast. You're watching Good Day Dakota. It begins right now.
The president is defending his firing of James Comey, but it doesn't stop the investigation into possible ties with Russia.
Plus, North Dakota's senators have weighed in on the president's actions. We'll tell you what Senator Hoeven is asking to be done in the Russia investigation.
And learn why North Dakota police feel they've earned a top spot.
Good morning and welcome to Good Day Dakota on KX News.
Welcome to Good Day Dakota. I'm Tim Olson.
And I'm Alysia Huck. Thanks for joining us this Thursday morning.
Acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe will testify before the Senate Intelligence Committee today in place of his former boss, James Comey.
The development comes as the Trump administration continues to defend its surprise decision Tuesday to fire Comey.
Meanwhile, the investigation into Trump's alleged links with Russia could be accelerating.
Hannah Daniels has the latest.
He was not doing a good job.
President Trump continued to defend his firing of James Comey Wednesday night.
I think it would not be a bad thing for the American people if he did step down.
Tweeting out this video of several Democrats calling for the former FBI director's resignation in the past. The post came on the same day Comey issued a farewell letter to his bureau, writing in part, "I've long believed that a president can fire an FBI director for any reason," adding, quote, "I will be fine." Frankly,
National Intelligence Director Dan Coats and CIA Director Mike Pompeo are also set to testify before that Senate panel today.
Comey has been invited to testify next week.
Senator Heidi Heitkamp says she wants a special prosecutor to investigate those possible ties between President Donald Trump and Russia.
Senator John Hoeven says the case was made for the president to fire Comey, but the timing raises questions. He's calling for a continued investigation by a bipartisan Senate committee into last year's presidential election, including, quote, any Russian interference.
Comey traveled to North Dakota last year to open an FBI office in Williston and visit with tribal officials at the Fort Berthold Reservation.
Happening today, Congressman Kevin Cramer will host 2 Coffee with Cramer town halls in the Bismarck-Mandan area.
That first one is at noon at the Mandan Eagles Club. The second is at 5 p.m. at the Bismarck Eagles Club.
Authorities say you should be on the lookout for a man dressed in a bunny suit asking children to get in his van and pet a rabbit. New this morning, this was reported to the Grand Forks Police Department on Wednesday. After the man asked some children, they went home and told their parents. The van is described as a red and silver conversion van. On the back window is a sticker of a bunny. The male is described as a black man in his 20s or 30s with hazel eyes, wearing a white bunny costume. If anyone has any information, they're urged to call the police.
A new Rockford man, already accused of using an ice auger to seriously injure someone, is now facing charges that he tried to hire someone to murder his wife. Alexander Lale was in court in Fessenden Wednesday for his first appearance on 2 felony charges from the ice auger attack in March. He was also charged with 2 counts of attempted murder regarding an alleged plot to have his wife killed. Court records say Lale tried to hire several different people, offering $25,000 to $30,000 to kill his wife and have her house burned down. Between the 2 cases, Lale is currently facing 4 felony counts. If convicted, he could spend life in prison. He's being held on $100,000 bond.
A man has been charged in connection with a shooting at a Williston apartment complex Tuesday evening. Cody Richard Clark has been charged with terrorizing, discharge of a firearm, and unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia after an argument erupted at the Williston Garden Apartments Tuesday morning. The argument with neighbors began over noise, and Clark allegedly grabbed a pistol, eventually firing a round from it. Law enforcement executed a search warrant of the unit where Clark resided and found what appeared to be drug paraphernalia as well as residue consistent with meth and heroin. 2 other people were questioned by law enforcement but released. No one was injured in the incident, and Clark is being held at the Williams County Correctional Center.
A new study shows North Dakota is the best place to be a police officer.
Shelby Rose has more.
Earlier this week, personal finance website Wallet Hub released the best and worst states to be a police officer. Dealing with a variety of statistics, North Dakota came out number 1. which wasn't a surprise to a couple of Bismarck police officers.
It's a lot of how we interact. You can be in a bigger town but still have a small town feel. So I'm not surprised at all.
Adam has only been with the force for a few months and already sees why the state got the recognition.
That Wallet Hub study also said North Dakota has the highest percentage of homicide cases solved.
The weather has been pretty nice lately, perfect for spring cleaning. So have you finished all your big cleanup projects for this season?
I certainly haven't, and we're asking you on Twitter today whether you have. Right now, 60% of folks say no, there's still some work to be done before spring cleaning is finished. 28% say they are finished, and 12% say they had no projects in the first place.
And still to come on Good Day Dakota.
We'll tell you where a special bison's final home will be. That's coming up next.
Would stay in touch. And Mike.
Now, by the way, Mike caught the two-point conversion that eventually set up Evan Connolly's game-winning field goal in the Bucks' win over Sioux City last week. Now, Alysia, I know we're both sort of new to Bismarck. I haven't yet been to a Bucks game. Have you?
I have not been to a Bucks game, but I got to take in some amateur soccer with my nieces and nephews, so still get to have some fun and maybe get that Bucks game in.
I bet they could compete with the Bucks too.
That's a possibility. Ouch. And moving on to some entertainment news, the stars of the new action movie King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, walked the red carpet for the film's London premiere. Sons of Anarchy star Charlie Hunnam plays the title role in this retelling of the medieval story from director Guy Ritchie. King Arthur opens in the U.S. Friday. Justin Bieber arrived in Mumbai for his first ever concert in India. More than 45,000 fans turned out for this sold-out show. And Academy Award-winning actress Vanessa Redgrave returns to Cannes later this month, but this time as a first-time director. The 80-year-old will debut her documentary Sea Sorrow about the migrant crisis. It's still all about the Benjamins for Sean Diddy Combs. He remains at the top of the Forbes list as the world's wealthiest hip-hop artist. His fortune is estimated at $820 million, thanks in large part to his Sean John clothing line. Forbes says Jay-Z is right behind with an estimated net worth million of $810 million. And now we'll turn it to weather with Amber. And Amber, it's just a gorgeous day. I think we can legitimately say it's spring.
It is, and it's amazing with 60s already on the map. It means it's going to be very warm this afternoon. A lot of sunshine already. We're going to continue seeing a dry.
News.
And welcome back to Good Day Dakota.
Hundreds of fifth grade students got the chance to learn about 18 different aviation careers this week.
The Bismarck Aero Center hosted the field trip with presenters ranging in aircraft rescue and firefighting careers to the National Guard. The kids learned how all the different aviation careers have an effect on their day-to-day lives. Some students enjoyed getting a personal look at jobs close to home.
The reason why we put this on is because if we don't do it or someone doesn't do it, these kids don't have this opportunity to come out to the General Aviation Airport or General Aviation Ramp here in Bismarck and really experience all these different careers.
This was the 14th annual event of its kind, and soon students will be able to learn about life in the sky somewhere else.
We're just one day away from opening weekend for the Dakota Territory Air Museum in Minot.
There's a special exhibit going to be on display on the Texas Flying Legends. Some other exhibits are on display now, and the rest of the fleet will be coming Memorial Day weekend. Not only are they on display, but they will actually be flown through Minot as well. The World War II warbirds are dedicated to honoring past generations, and you can see them here at the museum. It's open 7 days a week, and this year marks its 26th season.
I like the history of the museum. It's the story that's told through the displays the history of aviation in our area, a lot of civilian history, a lot of military history.
There's a lot to see here, lots of aircraft, civilian history, military history, and aircrafts that came from our own air base here in Minot.
Yeah, the museum opens this Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Now, children beware. If you're caught wearing your helmets, you could be pulled over and rewarded.
That's right. During the summer months, children across the state will be cited with tickets for free DQ ice cream treats from local police. Why? Because authorities say helmets can save lives. So make sure you grab that helmet if you're riding your bike or skateboards or scooters. and hey, hopefully you get caught by police. That's a pretty good idea.
It's a really good idea, and they have some really cool helmets out there. I took my daughter to the store to get a helmet, and they have hair on them. They have the Poppy from the movie, you know,
Oh, man.
so they're fun. They're a
I
lot of
like
fun.
that.
Yeah.
And the weather has been beautiful for being out on a bike. Amber's here to tell us more about that. Hi, Amber.
And it's definitely ice cream weather because we've got a lot of 70s for highs today. Very warm and mostly 60s right now. Of course, coming up, guys, I'll tell you all about the long-range forecast. We'll talk about the 7-day, and there are rain chances in the forecast.